Every corner of Vice City has a story, from the millionaire mansions to the rusted trailer parks. The Trailer Park Mafia was one of those stories, a gang that rose from the dirt and died in it. Built on fear, betrayal, and abuse, their fall was inevitable. What's going on, everybody? We're not officially kicking it with RJ. I want you guys to kick up those feet, kick off some shoes, get something to eat, get something to drink. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Trailer Park Mafia, who they were, what happened to them, and the legacy they left behind. And before we really get into it, I want you guys to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. It really helps the algorithm. Anyways, let's get right into it. The Trailer Park Mafia was a small but ruthless gang founded sometime before or around 1984 by Marty J. Williams in one of Vice City's poorest neighborhoods. From their rundown trailer park base, the gang built a name for themselves through extortion, loan sharking, prostitution, and small-time drug dealing. They weren't the high-rolling types like Ricardo Diaz or the street-smart Cubans. They were redneck criminals, rough around the edges and proud of it. They represented a different side of Vice City's criminal underworld, the lower, dirtier types that would thrive off the desperation of the city's working class. Under Marty's leadership, the Trailer Park Mafia's influence reached much of Vice City's poor communities, where they preyed on those struggling to get by. Their business model was simple: control through fear and profit through exploitation. Victor Vance is then sent to the trailer park by Phil Cassidy to potentially work for Marty. Despite the tension, Victor takes a job from Marty to handle some of the gang's problems with the Cholos. Victor's involvement helps Marty regain control over some of his operations, but the encounter leaves Victor disgusted with how Marty treats people, especially his wife, Louise. Victor's connection to the Trailer Park Mafia deepens, but not through business, but through Louise, Marty's wife. Unlike her husband, Louise is kind-hearted and struggling to escape the toxic life she's trapped in. Victor grows close to her, often visiting her, trying to bring a bit of light into her difficult life. Victor then does more jobs for Marty, such as taking his girls who needed to go and protecting them for his brothel business, doing rebuilds for Marty's loan sharking business, and defending Marty's stores he's extorting in his protection business. After Louise leaves Marty after being mistreated, Victor then helps Louise retrieve her personal belongings from Marty's trailer. When they arrive, the place is crawling with Trailer Park Mafia members, guarding Marty's property. Victor then ends up fighting through them, killing several of Marty's men and even stealing Marty's wallet before escaping with Louise's things. The attack marks the beginning of an all-out conflict between Victor and Marty's gang. Marty eventually reaches his breaking point, enraged at Victor and furious over losing control of his wife. He then decides to kidnap Louise and force her into working at one of his brothels. When Victor arrives to visit her, he learns that Marty has taken her. Victor then tracks Marty down just as he puts Louise into a truck. Marty then speeds off, nearly running Victor down, but Victor gives chase through Little Havana and Little Haiti. After forcing Marty off the road, the two confront each other, and Victor kills him, rescuing Louise from a life of abuse and humiliation. With Marty dead, the Trailer Park Mafia loses its leader, and the group begins to crumble. Following Marty's death, Louise encourages Victor to take over what's left of the gang's operations. She then helps him recruit loyal people to replace Marty's thugs, while Victor moves in on the loan sharking offices, protection routes, and brothels that the Trailer Park used to own. Piece by piece, Victor dismantles the remnants of the Trailer Park Mafia, taking control of their assets and using them to build his own criminal network. What was once Marty's territory now flies under Victor's name. Even after Marty's death, a few loyalists to the Trailer Park Mafia remain, still trying to cause trouble for Victor's new operation, like Marty's cousin who attempts to burn down Victor's brothel. Victor puts an end to this and kills the cousin, ensuring that his business is left alone from stragglers from the gang. And with that, the Trailer Park Mafia is finished. Their power is gone, their leader is dead, and their base of operations is seized. In the years following 1984, the gang fades completely from Vice City's criminal scene. Their old trailer park is eventually demolished and replaced by a large vacant lot. A physical reminder of how quickly even the smallest gangs can be erased when their leadership collapses. Some surviving members tried to seek revenge, but all attempts failed, cementing the end of the Trailer Park Mafia. And by 1986, the gang no longer exists. The few remaining members are likely either dead, in prison, or just around. Their former influence over Vice City's working class neighborhoods is gone, absorbed by more powerful organizations such as the Vance crime family, the Cuban gang, and later the Haitian gang. The only known living former member is Stonewall J, who runs a gun store in Little Havana at that time in 1984, but even his business is seemingly gone by 1986. Now there are a lot of key elements on what caused the Trailer Park Mafia's fall, and we'll go over them each one by one. First, their overdependence on Marty. The Trailer Park Mafia was built entirely around Marty's personality and control. He was the glue that held the gang together, its founder, leader, and only real organizer. The gang wasn't structured like the humans or even the Cholos. It didn't have lieutenants, a hierarchy, or even loyal captains. Once Marty was gone, there was no leadership succession, no one capable or respected enough to take over. When Victor kills Marty, the entire operation instantly fractures. And next, they had no strong alliances. Now, unlike the Cubans or Diaz's operation, the Trailer Park Mafia operated completely independent and isolated. They had no external allies, no partnerships with suppliers, and no mutual protection from other factions. They were small-time hustlers, loud, violent, and poor, and because of that, no one cared to protect or work with them. Once Victor took over their businesses, the Mafia had no allies to retaliate or rebuild. In a city where survival depends on connections, they had none. And then they had limited reach and resources. Their power was confined mostly to the trailer park and nearby poor neighborhoods. They didn't control docks, clubs, or distribution routes. Their money came from low-level rackets, protection fees, brothels, and local loans. When Victor took those over, the gang had nothing left to fund themselves. They weren't traffickers or smugglers, they were just parasites feeding off a small corner of Vice City. Once that corner was cleaned out, their cash flow vanished, and so did their manpower. Then there was internal fear and disloyalty within this gang. Marty ruled through fear and abuse, not loyalty. He was known to mistreat his own wife and even his own men. That kind of leadership keeps people in line only while the leader is alive. The moment he died, most of his men either fled, defected, or were picked off. Victor's rising influence in Vice City made it clear working for the Vances was smarter than dying for a dead man's name. And then his gang was just taken over. Victor didn't just kill Marty, he absorbed his entire operation. He took his rackets, his protection routes, and even some of his workforce. By the time Victor was done, every income stream the Trailer Park Mafia once relied on now belonged to him. The few survivors who tried to keep the Trailer Park Mafia alive, including Marty's cousin, were eliminated quickly. Within likely a month or two, everything the gang had built was dismantled and rebuilt under the Vance name. And then simply, the city just outgrew them. By 1986, Vice City's criminal landscape had changed. The cocaine boom was in full swing. Big players like Ricardo Diaz, Colonel Cortez, and later Tommy Vercetti dominated the scene. Small neighborhood gangs like the Trailer Park Mafia simply just couldn't compete. They were part of an older, more primitive era of Vice City's crime that utilized street-level extortion and dirty money. Once the city's drug empires took hold, there was no place left for them. The Trailer Park Mafia never reached the heights of Vice City's larger criminal empires, but their story serves as a reminder of how even small-time criminals can leave scars in the city's landscape. Their reign brought exploitation and misery to Vice City's poorest, and their collapse was as brutal and messy as the lives they led. Once a loud and violent presence in the city's underbelly, the Trailer Park Mafia ended up like their old trailer park, demolished, forgotten, and buried under the dust of Vice City's ever-changing criminal world. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. The Trailer Park Mafia has always been interesting to me because they're just such a small gang with a huge influence on Victor in stepping further into the criminal underworld. And just how they differed from other gangs and how they operated and how they really were structured. And before we really leave, I want to say, if you guys have any lore ideas, whether it be GTA, Mafia, or even just video ideas, like if another game I could play, whatever, leave it in the comments below. If I really like it, I'll do a video on it and I'll probably tag it in the comments. So yeah. Before we leave, I want you guys to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. It really helps the algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now. Bye.